My Anomaly horror game 10 Bells got its first daily deal. Here's how it went. So in this video, I'm going to go over the sales numbers, the wish lists, the visibility, the impact that the daily deal had on 10 Bells, and we'll see whether or not it was worth it. If you want to go straight into the sales and the figures, then go to this timestamp. Otherwise, I'm going to give you a little backstory into 10 Bells. 10 Bells is an Anomaly horror game on Steam, and it was launched on the 31st of August 2024. When we launched, we had about 400 wish lists, and the sales up until now show that we had a few highs, we had a few lows, and we had what I would call moderate success for 10 Bells. Side note, so the other main developer of 10 Bells is Vinhill of Hillfort Games. He is making a zombie game called Long Gone, and you should wishlist that on Steam because that is turning out to be a really cool game, well worth your time and attention. So what even is a daily deal? Well, on the front page of Steam, you will see this special offers section, and they'll have some tabs, and there'll be some panels with the games on that have discounts on. This will be for a 24-hour period, so these will change continuously when you come back and visit Steam again the next day. So once you've got a daily deal, you're able to do one once a year per game. And you need to have tens of thousands of sales prior to actually qualifying for a daily deal. So now I'm going to go over the sales of 10 Bells up until the daily deal. So as you can see, lackluster start to the sales of 10 Bells. Wherever you see a spike, that's where we've had a sale on. So as you can see, around November there's a spike, around December there's spikes. Those are the Steam autumn and winter sales. As you can see, towards the end of December, it starts to pick up a bit. And here we have the total sales before the daily deal. So over 10,000 units sold, which is amazing, and revenue $56,000. So we've been able to pay for the mortgage at least up until now, before the daily deal. And here are the wishlist charts, which show that the wish lists started off pretty well, all things considered. So there seemed to be interest in the game when the game launched. So quickly getting to 400 wish lists within a couple of days of launching. Then you can see in the green where we've converted our wish lists into sales, and then the biggest wish list spike is around that January sale and tapers down towards the end of May there, where we don't have many wish lists and the sales aren't really gaining us any more wish lists or converting to any more sales. Within our first couple of months of launching, we had some really big streamers play the game, like CaseOh and GapSmolders. So they helped drive sales and the reputation of 10 Bells. So we were able to pay the mortgage with what we made up until our daily deal. We also got some coverage when we won some awards with the Second Win group. So we were on about 3 or 4 different videos in the Second Win group at the end of 2024. And in January, we won some awards with them, which was amazing and fantastic. And that by far was the biggest sales boost. So we had a sale in January coincide with winning the awards, and that led to our biggest sales spike thus far. So before we launched 10 Bells, we did very little marketing, which is why we only got 400 wish lists. The reason why that was is because we were busy making the game, we didn't launch with a demo, and we didn't take part in any Next Fests or any other festivals or anything like that, because we wanted to make sure that we got the game out before the October Screamfest. So our strategy was to launch the game as quickly as possible and get a month head start over the other Anomaly games or horror games that were going to come out in that year. And to some extent this strategy worked. We were able to get some sales, we were able to get some streamers streaming the game and get interest in the game before we hit the sales season. And so it kind of did work considering the timescale that we had. Would we do things differently? Oh yes, next time we would definitely be launching with a demo, and definitely be trying to gain wish lists before launch, because that is so important to how Steam handles visibility on its storefront of your game. But we're not here to talk about launch strategy, we're here to talk about the daily deal. So now let's look at the numbers of how the daily deal actually went. So here is the chart which shows the sales by hour over that 24-hour period. So it actually started at 5 p.m. on Saturday the 17th of May, and it goes through to 5 p.m. on the Sunday the 18th of May. And it is going through the roof compared to all the other previous sales that we've had. So it's done amazingly well. Nearly, at one point over 100 sales in that hour, which is outstanding compared to everything else that we had done. So we are over the moon and super chuffed with that. So over that 24-hour period, we sold 2,140 units, making us a total revenue of $7,573, which is amazing. So it's like we did our best month within a 24-hour period. This shows the horror page of the special offer section on Steam, and it's showing 10 bells in the top, in the middle, showing 25% discount, which is the least percentage discount out of all the other games, but it's also the cheapest price point compared to the others, so we couldn't really discount too much before it starts getting silly. So £3.21, which I think is around $3.50 or so. It's pretty cheap, so we couldn't really have much more of a discount than 25%. And here is the lifetime sales in chart form for 10 bells. And as you can see at the end, that's the daily deal, that massive spike, which dwarfs over all the previous spikes that we've had, making the launch look absolutely tiny. And then afterwards as well, we were in a sale, which is still going on at the time of recording. And so it's looking like a bit of a sea change in terms of the sales for 10 bells. And we will have to wait and see how long that continues. So the lifetime units sold now is 13,432, which is amazing, making the total revenue $67,119. Absolutely amazing stuff. But keep in mind that Steam takes a third of that profit. And here is the wishlist chart for the lifetime of the game, showing just how much the daily deal dwarfs over the whole history of 10 bells since it was launched. So those tiny little spikes that you can see is when we've had those big sales, which we thought was amazing. And so yeah, over 4,000 wish lists in one day, absolutely outstanding. And the conversion as well that we've had on our previous wish lists was better than ever as well. So what that means is we're hopeful that wish lists that we've gained from this daily deal in future, when the game goes on sale again, will have a healthy conversion as well. We'll have to wait and see for that. Honestly, the daily deal surpassed both mine and Vin's expectations on how the game would perform. It did so much better than we thought it would. I was expecting it to match our previously best sales day of 100 sales or like $800 or something like that. So to get what we got was outstanding. It was far and above beyond what we expected in terms of numbers and sales, so we were so chuffed. It's been absolutely incredible. So how did 10 bells even get a daily deal? Well, it's all off the back of the awards that we won in January of 2025 from the Second Wind Group. Because we won a few different awards from them, I was able to email the Steam team via Steamworks and say, hey, we won these awards, the game's at 97% positive reviews on Steam, any chance of us getting a daily deal? And they got back to us and said, yes. So then we were able to book in a slot for us to take part in the daily deal. So do I think, is this a turning point in the lifespan of 10 bells, or is this just a nice little bump? Well, a bit of both, really. I think the game is great because it's at 97%, 96% positive rating on Steam. We know we've made a good game, and for the most part that was by accident. Obviously we're trying to make the best game we could, but we didn't think it was going to be as well received as it has been. So that being said, it's the quality of the game that certainly propelled it to where it is at the moment. And it's the quality of the game that gave us the awards, and it's the awards that gave us the daily deal, and it's the daily deal that's given us the most money. So there is something to be said for launching a quality game with no marketing has a better opportunity of doing well versus an okay game with no marketing. We can say that at least. When we launched the game, we launched very lacklusterly, and we thought and talked about, oh, maybe this is just the market being saturated with Anomaly games. Maybe people have had their fill of Anomaly games, and maybe the popularity of that subgenre is waning, and people don't want to play Anomaly horror games anymore. Well, when we did the daily deal, our thoughts have kind of changed on that, and now we're thinking maybe it is just that Steam hasn't shown it to the right audience yet. And I certainly think that the game is as good as games like Exit 8 and The Cabin Factory, and they have sold vastly more quantities than 10 Bells. So it's my hope that when we do other daily deals and when we do other sales, maybe those wish lists that we gained in our first daily deal will pay off. And next year, maybe we'll have a more favourable number on the slots of daily deals, and maybe we'll be further nearer the front page of the daily deals, and maybe that will do even better. I certainly think that the saturation point for 10 Bells hasn't been met. There are people all the time saying, hey, I've just found this game and I really love it. Even now, like 6-7 months on after launch. So I still think it's a question of how well the marketing can reach people will determine how much 10 Bells actually makes. Would I recommend a daily deal to other indie game devs? Yes, 100%. There is literally no downside that I can see. It's more exposure, it's more sales, it's more wish lists, it's more coverage on the front page of Steam. Who doesn't want that? That's why we're doing this, right? So yes, I definitely 100% recommend a daily deal. If you get the opportunity, take it. Would we do anything different next time around? Well, we might look at launching it on a different day to see what effect that has. We might not do a weekend daily deal. We might do a midweek daily deal to see what effect that has. And I guess it depends on what sort of games are also in the same lineup as you, what genre they are, what price point they are, and how well known they are. So I'm interested just to compare next year to this year and just see how it shakes out. But in terms of actually doing things differently, maybe more streams, maybe more YouTube videos. Not sure at this stage. I'd have to think about it and make a plan. Depends how busy I am, and at the minute I'm really, really busy. If you like the look of 10 Bells and this is the first time seeing it, let me know, because that means I know that the video's done a good job and it's worth me putting out these sort of videos to let people know about 10 Bells. If you like the look of 10 Bells and you want to buy it, go and buy it. Like, it's out now, so you can buy 10 Bells and you can play the most highly rated Anomaly horror game on Steam. So that's something that me and Vin are very proud of. So if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel so I can continue to make more of them. Like the video, let me know what your thoughts and feelings on this sort of content. As I said before, Vin is making Long Gone. Make sure you wishlist that on Steam so that when a demo does come out, if one comes out, then you're ready to play it as soon as it's available. I'm launching a game called Orbs, Orbs, Orbs very soon. That's on Steam. You can play the demo now. Yes, I know it looks like a mobile game, but people that play it go, I don't usually play this sort of game, but I really enjoyed it. So if you want to play a game that doesn't look like the sort of game you want to play, but then enjoy it, then Orbs, Orbs, Orbs is the game for you. And I'll see you in the next one.